Hey, this is Derek Wolf of Hemp and Block with some updates on our bakery project. We've been doing a tamp in place, old fashioned tamp in place, also called cast in place method of placing hempcrete. So, a couple updates along the way. Some food for thought for things like curing times. I know there's a lot of questions on how long does it take for hempcrete to cure, especially going in between different stages of the building process, going from casting and placing, curing to the finishing steps. So we started, I checked the dates, we started on May 10th with the lower course. See if you can see there. And you'll notice the color difference, much lighter on the lower course, and then as the courses go up, it's darker. Those are still curing out. So today, for reference, is June 12th, and we did this first lower course May 10th. So we're a little over a month in, and it's definitely very rigid. It looks like it's cured out pretty well. I'll probably wait at least 1 to 2 more weeks. So I'll give it about 5 to 6 weeks before we move on to doing any kind of finishing. But yeah, it does take a bit of time. So with us, Hemp and Block, our primary focus is precast products, especially building blocks. The concept there is we shoulder the burden of the cure time on our end, and then you get a product that's ready to build with so you can get up and go. This process, there's definitely a lot of benefit to doing the cast in place and certain projects. That might be the best way to go, or you can combine both methods. But there's definitely a big cure time that goes with this method, in my opinion. But a lot of benefits, and in this case too, for this project, we wanted to work with the studs and build out the hemp to be flush with these existing studs in the wall. And I can't say who built this. It might have been a DIY, the original shop, but there's quite a big variance in the spacing between the studs. So in that case, it could be kind of tricky to have a precast that would fit in between those different sizes. You'd have to have a lot of different molds or constantly reconfigure. So that was one benefit to doing the cast in place here, is that we just put up the shutter boards and then tamped it in. Now it's flush. Just got to wait it out. One of the neat things that we get a lot of comment on from people that have visited this while it's under construction and in our mixing and casting, our block shop where we cast and cure all of our blocks. When hempcrete's fresh, it has a terrific smell, and as it's curing, that smell stays with it. It's a very earthy and mineral-rich smell. It kind of smells like, maybe a cave or a cabin. Just got a really fantastic smell. So we've had a lot of folks come by to see it while it's being built, and they just want to come in and smell it, which is a great compliment. And you think of building materials, a lot of the conventional building materials can be quite toxic, and there's off-gassing concerns, or you think of plastic-based materials. It's just not the same. Many paints, I've done quite a lot of painting, and especially with primer, and it'll do a job, but those fumes, those vapors, they can be outright dangerous, and they just really don't smell good. So hempcrete is just a very earthy, mineral-rich, and you get that, almost kind of a hay-like from the hemp itself. It's just a very, very pleasant smell, and it's a great material to work with. So On the updates, again, we're just over a month in. It's kind of a process when you tamp it, I'll say that. You know, aside from the cure time, it is a process of tamp, 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 tamp. So you got to stick with it. Some of the slight modifications we did make while we were in here, there used to be an old door right here, and the door was crooked and there's a massive air gap. So we actually just removed the door and framed it in and then went after it with the hempcrete just to keep a solid door. And this wall, this big wall, is the south wall, the west wall, which does get the main brunt of the afternoon sun. And then the secondary wall that we've done so far is the southern wall. So that's a big advantage of the hempcrete, especially this application, is we're getting massive insulation on the walls that take on the biggest afternoon, midday sun. For reference, we're in Colorado, about 5,800 feet elevation. We do get a lot of sun here, and it can take on a lot of heat. So already, too, it's very noticeable how cool this room stays now that we have these walls just packed with hempcrete. It's been very noticeable already. It stays pretty cool here during the day. I'll do a little temperature test and show some results as soon as I can. But the project's coming along great. For reference too, if you're wondering as far as how fast can you progress while you're placing it, with the mix that we used, and we're using our own proprietary binder that we make in-house, mixing everything on site, and then placing, we cast it and tamp it behind the shutter boards, and then by the next day it was set up enough that you could unscrew the shutter boards and raise them up and start packing on that next level. So with a couple guys, it goes pretty smooth. You just got to stick with it and get after it. I think I'll make a separate video. I'll touch base on the mix that we used, how we proportioned this batching for the wall, and there'll be many more updates to come. Talk to you soon.